Hi, shalom everyone. As you can see, I'm holding some bagels over here. I'm with my daughters at the moment, just taking them out for lunch. Nothing like it at the moment, especially that my boys are in camp at the moment, and you can see I'm in a bagel place at the moment. So friends, special edition over here, eating bagels. So why not talk bagels also, friends, over here. What is a bagel? We know everyone eats it. You know, it's a popular Jewish food. Over here, there's a lot of eat-outs over here. Where does it originate from? We're eating it so much. The whole week, wherever we are, we're in the camps, we're in the restaurants, whatever it might be. People are obsessed with it in general. But why? What's the history within regards to it? Now, actually, interestingly enough, many people won't realize, apparently the first, let's say, fried kind of bagel food that was recorded in history actually came from the cookbooks in Syria, apparently in the 13th century. I'm not too sure where in Syria, but that specific food itself, the bagel itself over there, was called the ka'ak. That's what it was called over there, ka'ak or something like that. However, obviously, I think the bagel in of itself, how we know it, don't know if it's in today's format, but with this specific title was, I think, in Krakow in the 1600s, if I'm not mistaken. It would have been 300-400 years later, after this Syrian kind of similar doughy food was made over there. So that was popular and obviously became a big hit in the Jewish community over there. That's why I'm not too sure where the name bagel actually originates from. It's probably maybe even a Yiddish name. I'm not too sure on that one. So if anyone knows, drop me a comment on that. So very interesting. These bagels, obviously we do a hamotzi, bracha on them respectively. We don't do mezonot on this also specifically. Now what's popular to eat with bagels in general? Now usually bagels will not be eaten with meat. That's just a general let's say template over here. Usually you would have it with tuna, you would have it with, most people will have it with salmon and all these things. Now, word of caution over here, halachically, many communities would not consume fish products with milky products together. So some people might have a smoked salmon with butter or smoked salmon and cream cheese. Predominantly, especially Sephardic minhagim, you do not have meat, don't have milk and fish mixed together usually. That's most people do. It's not from the Torah itself, but this is like what's written over in the code of Jewish law. Now, if I'm not mistaken, also some Ashkenazi countries also will not do this also. I'm not too sure whether it's just countries like Austria or Hungary, but I'm not too sure on that one, but I did read that up on other things. There's actually reasons why people will not mix these two foods together, of like a milky product with a fishy kind of product together. And it's brought down in the code of Jewish law, I think in the Hilchot Basar B'Chalav, which people will learn out. But it's not from the Torah where it's forbidden, and it hasn't got the ramifications of having meat and fish all together. But many people love the food. You know, it's now obviously it's very popular, especially in America. It's considered like an American food now for all Jew and purposes now, also with all the eating places over there also. But it's actually interesting, a lot of, if you go to a Brit Milah or Bat Mitzvah or Bar Mitzvah, especially if it's a morning celebration, people will have platters of bagels and smoked salmons and all those things out. Now, is that the Ikar? We know that it's good to have fish, especially on Shabbat, respectively, and all those things, but in the Simcha itself, if you're doing a Brit Milah, or it's a Sudat Mitzvah, the main primary thing to do in a Simchat Mitzvah, let's just say, Sudat Mitzvah, is to have meat and red wine as a general thing itself. So that's why many people will not have the bagel breakfast, let's just say. That's why if you go, especially to a Brit, probably from a Sephardic country, predominantly, you would see that they will serve meat and wine, red meat and wine, predominantly because that's a Simcha thing. But many people, for convenience, if they're doing the Brit in the morning, the Brit Milah or the Simcha in the morning, they'll have bagels because people don't want to necessarily eat a meaty buffet, meaty extravaganza in the afternoon, respectively. So I'm getting ready now for the bagel. I hope this was informative over here. I will have the whole wheat bagel because that is the tastiest. Now, another word of caution, friends, over here. Bagel is not just a Jewish food. Many people might have like restaurants out there all over the world we're talking about, where it could be a bagel restaurant and they might say it's like a kosher style restaurant. Whenever you go to a bagel restaurant, you always check the Tzudat Kashrut wherever you are, whether you're in America, whether you're in South Africa, wherever it is, because maybe sometimes you don't know what's going on in the kitchen and stuff like that. Just because something that you see a food that's a bagel and it's known as a Jewish food doesn't mean that it's kosher necessarily, because many people would like these kinds of foods over here at the end of the day. And That's why someone's got to be very cautious. Whichever restaurant you go to, make sure there's competent kashrut. Call up, don't be shy to call up the places and stuff like that, because you don't know what's going on in the kitchen. You don't even know, maybe they might be serving the bagels with God knows what inside, and it's very, very important. This is also, because I remember one time, I think I went to Holland in the year 2002, and we saw Israeli flags, a lot of falafel restaurants over there. So I was there with another friend, and we asked him, are you open on Shabbat? And all those things, and all these places were open on Shabbat. God knows what's going on in these kitchens. You don't know. Just because they're selling a kosher style food or an Israeli style food doesn't make sure, whether it's falafel or bagels, wherever it is, doesn't mean that the food is kosher over there straight away. So wishing you all a fantastic day from this bagel place. Ken? What a tzadikah she is, my daughter. She is cleaning up from the mess of the table over here. You want to wish everyone a Yom Tov? Ken? She's very shy. Okay. Wishing you all a fantastic day and take care.